Good evening, good evening, good evening. My name is Sean Dex. I'm back to you with your daily serving of mango juice. The birds are chirping and loudly at that too. Bitcoin's dipping aggressively at that too, making its way down to 9,700, our first target. But the question now is, are we going to go and make a beeline straight down to our further targets of 8,200, 8,700? Are we going to be seeing big red candles in the days to come? Or are we going to see a bounce here? Are we going to see Bitcoin have some relief? We'll be talking about that and some more today, so stay tuned for the rest of the video. We have some really interesting things to talk about. You won't regret it. That being said, let's get on over here to Bitcoin USD on our daily. Now we have it on Coinbase. We'll turn on our horizontals, and as you can see, Bitcoin getting all the way down to 9,700, just as predicted. Nothing unexpected, drawing in liquidity over here. Or you could be seeing people covering their positions. Either or, doesn't matter. Not getting down to 9,400 just yet. If we do close to today's candle, right, we have around 12 hours left underneath this level, then it's pretty likely that we make our way down to 9,400. The question now is, are we going to see a bounce here? Holy crap, that bird is loud. I'm not sure if you guys can hear the birds in the background, guys. This mic tries to block out all the ambient sounds, but damn, they can get loud sometimes. That being said, let's go ahead now and turn on our mango ribbon. I have it over here, and as you can see, right, we'll turn off our horizontals. We made our way to the Tenkin and the Kijun, rejecting the Tenkin, rejecting the Kijun, testing it one more time, and then making our way down to our first target of around 9,700, just as expected. Now the question is, are we going to see a bounce here? If we do, where would we be looking at? Well, one of the more obvious levels would be like, we have a touch here, and yeah, and one over here too. So yeah, a horizontal that I'd be looking at is right over here at around 10,100. You can say 10,800, 10,100, right? You can turn off all our horizontals right now. Go ahead and see Kijun sitting at 10,652. The horizontal we just marked is at 10,100. Now the question is, would you be really surprised if Bitcoin bounces to 10,100? No, that would not be too surprising, right? So if Bitcoin were to give an FU move, where would it be? Where would it be? The obvious level now sitting right in front of our faces is around I wouldn't be too surprised if Bitcoin comes up to 10,565. Actually, I wouldn't be surprised at all. Let's go ahead and turn on our Ichimoku and see what's going on over there. We have 10,100 marked, and we have a line at around 10,500, and 10,100 is actually lining up with the top of the cloud. So that would be my first guess for a bounce. Question is, do we keep making a move upward and onward after that? I have around a line around 10,550 that we just talked about. That is lining up with the Kijun, but the Kijun sitting actually all the way up at around 10,700. This line, which is actually the bottom of our blue box territory too, is a more likely level for me. Let's go ahead and turn on the 21 EMA actually and see where that's coming up to. And hey, what do you know? It's actually coming up to 10,550, almost perfectly 10,553. So I wouldn't be surprised. I actually wouldn't be surprised if we have a more aggressive bounce. We have a day left, right? We have a day left before we enter the cloud. I would really not like I wouldn't want us to enter the cloud from the sideways. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that we're going to bounce and keep going on and upward after that. I just don't think that Bitcoin is going to make that straight beeline towards the bottom like people are expecting, right? Bitcoin has surprises, and this is one of the ways it can surprise people. Instead of having the more obvious bounce to the top of the cloud, 10,100, it could go ahead and bounce all the way up to 10,555, and then break into the cloud from the top side and make its way to the bottom of the cloud, which, what do you know, lines up at 8,700, which go ahead and turn on a line. Green box territory is the top of the green box territory right here, 8,700. So we could very well make a move that is something like this, right? Bounce over here, make our way up to 10,555-ish, and then make an edge-to-edge trade towards the bottom of the cloud. Now again, this is some kind of crystal. All right, now I want to talk about the 2-day, because we did open a brand new 2-day candle. In fact, today is a pretty important day because we did not only open a brand new 2-day candle, we opened a brand new 3-day candle too, and we'll talk about that quickly as well. We confirmed a close underneath the 2-day 21, and this now is choppy action in the higher time frames. As you can see, we lost the 2-day 21, we regained it, we retested, and we lost it again. But when you go on over to the 3-day now, the 3-day is telling the story. We are still defending the 3-day 21 EMA, and you guys know how much we love the 3-day. The 3-day is what gave us our huge wins. Even if you guys have been following us here on Mango for a while, the 3-day edge-to-edge play that gave us a big win all the way down from 3600, making our way all the way up to around this region over here where we finally got out. Was why? Because we were playing the high time frames. I like keeping an eye on the high time frame because it really tells a story. The 3-day and the daily together may tell us a story. Let's go ahead now and turn off our Ichimoku over here. Keep an eye only on the 21 EMA. Oops, that's the wrong one. It's this one over here, and you can see now we are being supported on the 21 EMA for the past three or four 3-day candles, which is around 12 days, right? Almost 2 weeks now. Now here's the thing: the longer time you spend at a support or resistance, the more likely you are to break it. Now here's the thing again: we just opened a brand new 3-day candle. So we have 3 days before this plays out, right? So we could very well see a bounce over the next 2 days and still break it on the final and last 3rd day of this candle. What would that line up with? That would actually line up with the story we are talking about, or a thesis rather, on the daily chart, right? What were we theorizing? That we see a bounce over here at around 9,700, make our way up to around 10,500, and then over the next 2 days, right? So tomorrow see a bounce to 10,500, and then over the next 2 days make our way down to around 8,000. Make our way, I don't say all the way down to 8,700, but at least start the move into the cloud and then eventually make the edge to edge play. So the 3-day is kind of lining up with that. Let's go over it again, guys. Keep this simple, short and sweet. We get supported at the 3-day 21 for the first 2 days of the 3-day candle. See a bounce to around 10,500. Do we actually make our way all the way up to the Tenkin and test the top of the Tenkin again on the 3-day? Damn, that would be even more aggressive, right? Does that line up with anything? Yeah, actually it does. That would be a test of the Kijun on the daily. So keep an eye on that, guys. We could make our way all the way up to there if the 3-day gets respected, and then make our way into the cloud from the top and see a move that we just talked about. We can go ahead and draw it again and something like that, right? So now again, this will take some time to play out. Again, this is not TA that I would recommend you look at, right? Don't look at things this way. But at least if it does happen, you are prepared. Now let's go ahead and remove that. Okay, we'll go back to our drawing tools, and now I do want to talk about another reason why I think this is a bounce area. We go on over, remove all of this first. Okay, we'll turn on our EMAs, and we can see that if we turn on a weekly, and we've been talking about this for a while now, the 10 SMA on the weekly is coming around at this level, guys, 9,700, 9,750-ish. We could very well bounce because of this as well. Now, we've already tested this once, we've already bounced on this once, and the play and the bounce play on this has already happened. Question is, do we get supported on this again? Now, same story, just as a 3-day. We have 4 days before the weekends. We could see a bounce over here on the weekly 10 SMA anytime between the next 4 days, which lines up with a 3-day candle as well, and then break it at the end of the week, and it will still fulfill the theory that we bounce on the daily and make our way up to, would that line up with, what's the whole 10,150 is the more obvious level. The next level on, there you go, 10,700. So if I were to mark horizontals over here, I don't want to because the chart already gets messy, but if I were to mark horizontals on the weekly, it would be over here, 10,570, and then after that 10,700-ish, right? And that's lining up with the 3-day and as well as the daily as well. So those were the two bounce targets that I would have in mind if we do bounce. And then from there, if we go back onto our daily, right, we would see a break into the top of the cloud. Let's go actually clear all of this, go on back over to our daily. Again, guys, I hope I'm not confusing you guys too much, but essentially we are looking at a bounce on this level over here all the way up to 10,600, 10,700, and then a little bit of sideways action and possibly a break back into the cloud. Now again, does it have to pan out this way? No, absolutely not. This is just one of the ways things could happen, and we could absolutely do it another way as well. That's just a theory. Let's now go ahead and look at the lower time frames, because I do know you guys are interested in the lower time frames, even though I really recommend you guys keep it simple, keep it sweet, and look at the higher time frames. You can start with the 4-hour, and I hope the horizontals aren't getting too messy over here. As you can see, we can go ahead and turn off all our drawing tools. The Tenki and the Kijun really far away right now from price action. Wouldn't be surprised at all if we make our way up over here. 10,100 lines up with our first horizontal that we marked on our daily chart. So the 4-hour showing confluence with the daily, that's a good sign. If we break the Tenkin and the Kijun, right, and close a couple of 4-hour candles over here, wouldn't be surprised if we make it to the top of the cloud. Where does that line up with? 10,500. So hey, this as well lines up with a theory of 10,500 having that good bounce. But first first the 4-hour needs to make its way up to around 10,100. If the 4-hour starts closing candles over the Tenkin and the Kijun, then we will likely see a move to the top of the cloud over here, right? And after that, we'll take it step by step. But for now, we'll look for a move all the way up to the Tenkin and the Kijun over here. Let's go ahead and look at where the 21 EMA is coming at. Oh, that's the wrong one. Hey, what do you know, the 200 EMA is actually lining up with 10,500 as well, and that's a pretty important EMA. And then we have the 21 EMA at 10,100. Again, 10,100 and 10,500 key levels to be looking at this entire zone over here. Okay, so what I'm actually interested in, looking at the mango indicator, we can go ahead and pull that up, and let's see if it told us anything on the 4-hour. It never really flipped, unlike the 1-hour that flipped bullish and gave us those nice moves over here. The 4-hour told us to stay bearish the entire time, and hey, rightfully so. Rightfully so. Over here it flipped bullish, but you got your first short signal over here, and that was actually a pretty good move. You told you to take shots all the way from here to around here, so this entire zone was telling you to accumulate shots, and you got a nice aggressive move towards the downside. What was that move, man? What was that move? Around, hey, 20% move. Jesus. So not bad at all. And then after that, again, was telling you to take shots all the way here, accumulate a short position in this entire zone over here. Very likely that we have a big move based on this, but hey, this is the 4-hour. I don't want to put too much weight on it. I like looking at the daily and the 12-hour when it comes to this. Jesus, those things have been calling it well and gave us big wins, right? So again, we're looking at the low time frames now, so we'll stick to that. The 1-hour now. Let's go ahead and look at the 1-hour on this, and hey, it did give us some really good plays over here, those long plays, but it did flip bearish, right? Flip bearish over here in this zone over here. Not bad at all, catching this nice downtrend. But where did it tell you? Where was a strong signal to get to tell you to take a position? And it was right over here when we went over the threshold, very temporarily. Where did it line up at? Damn, that actually lined up perfectly with this top over here. It actually called the top over here really goddamn well, and giving a really nice move for the 1-hour time frame. Hey, that's a nice move, around 6%. 6% on the 1-hour has actually been getting it way better than I thought it would. Okay, again, guys, I always put a lot more emphasis on the higher time frames, but hey, I will be keeping an eye on this, because it's accuracy and it's success rate. Hey, nothing's perfect, right? Nothing's perfect. Know that, right? If you guys are expecting any indicator to have 100% success rate, you are heavily misguided. That's not how trading works, guys. Nothing is going to be perfect. Nothing. Okay. So yeah, that's the low time frames in a nutshell. We talked about the 4-hour, right? Looking for a nice play on the Ichimoku to around 10,100, and then possibly 10,500 if we do see a bounce over here. Okay, let's go back on over to our daily now, wrap this up, because I want to keep this simple for you guys. We'd remove all of this now, keep it simple, look at only our horizontals. And what are we looking at? 9,700. That is the level to be defended today. If we break underneath 9,700, then we are not going to be seeing any bounces. We are likely going to make our way down to 9,300, 9,400. I'm getting a phone call. I'm going to mute that just for you guys. If we close under, if we lose 9,400 as well, we are likely to make a flush down to 8,700 first, and then perhaps see some bounce over here, maybe all the way back up to 9,000ish, and then make our way down to 8,200. Hey guys, that's it for today. I'm gonna wrap this up. Remember, we'll do the mango way, the stress-free way. It's not about being right, it's about being on the right side of the market. Hope you guys like this video. Throw it a like, throw a subscribe. I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Cheers.